As the hip-hop group Wu-Tang Clan said, Cream, cash rules everything around me, can describe how candidates go into the election process thinking. They try to raise a lot of money to gain the upper hand. Candidates raise a bunch of money to spend it on various things such as signs, commercials, and nice tour buses. Go back just a few years to President Obama's campaign. He raised over $750 million for his campaign, according to OpenSecrets.org. This is because he believed in cream. He knew raising as much money as he could gave him the upper hand. This fundraising paid off as he was elected president. The government had been putting laws in place since 1867 to regulate campaign finances, but many of the laws came into effect in the 1970s. The first finance law was enacted in 1867. It banned federal officers from requesting contributions from Navy yard workers. Since then, the Congress has passed many laws to help regulate campaign finances. According to FEC.gov, their goals were to limit contributions to ensure that wealthy individuals and special interest groups did not have an uneven influence on federal elections, prohibit certain sources of funds for the federal campaign purposes, and to control the campaign spending. Now, Congress has passed many laws over time to achieve these goals. The first was the Tillman Act of 1907. This prohibited corporations and banks from contributing to a federal campaign. If one campaign got all the big banks on their side, it will already be an unfair fight. The Federal Corrupt Practices Act of 1925, which affected general election only, toughened disclosure requirements and increased expenditure limits. The Hatch Act of 1939 and the 1940 amendments stated the right of Congress to regulate primary elections and included provisions limiting contributions and expenditures in congressional elections. The Taft-Hartley Act of 1947 banned both labor unions and corporations from making expenditures and contributions in federal elections. There were also many loopholes to all these laws. Most of them were ignored because they only applied to committees that were active in 2 or more states. Also, candidates could avoid the spending limit and disclosure requirements altogether if the candidate didn't know they were technically liable under the 1925 Act. The Federal Election Campaign of 1971, together with the 1971 Revenue Act, initiated fundamental changes in the campaign finance laws. The FECA not only required full reporting of campaign contributions and expenditures, but also limited spending on media advertisements. In the end, the government has taken many steps to help make elections fair but there are still many loopholes to help a candidate gain the upper hand. To end, I'll leave you with a quote from Mark Twain: "We have the best government money can buy." Thank you.
Wow, that's amazing.